So I think we should just start. So some of you have, or all of you have received the newsletters from Rapido regarding some topics that we have on our documentation side, and I will just go through some of them again just to clarify what the guide was about. So the first one is general colors in email. In website settings, we are able to define background color, font color, and a logo that will be applied on all the different email that there is in Rapido, and as well as the newsletter as well. So what you do is that you can first open up our newsletter email, for example. I have an example here under the newsletter folder. Let's just take this one. So as you see here, I have a newsletter email. I have a top and I have a bottom as well here. So if you go to website settings in the three dots here and click edit, I think maybe I'm logged out. 2 seconds. Try again. Come on. Here we go. So here down in the layout, we have a section called email. So if I just search for email down here, it goes down here, you can see we're able to edit the logo, and then we can edit the header alignment for it if it should be left, center, or right. So for example, right now I have it selected right here, but I'm able to select it in the middle. We'll just move the top header up here, but still keep the footer on the left side. And in here, we're also able to edit the colors of it here, where we can use the color swatch. So for example, if we do want to have a darker background for our emails, we can change that. Then it will be edited for here at the bottom and the top as well. And the same with the font color, if I want to have it a bit grayish as an example. So this one will be these kind of colors that will be sent out to newsletter emails, but also when they use to create account or when they forget a password, they also receive an email. And the layout for this will be the same for all of them. So this was the first one. And the second one is about newsletter emails with having some products. So if we work further with this email again, let me just find it in here. So for example, when we create a new paragraph, we can select something called newsletter product list. Let's call that campaign, for example. In here, we can define a header, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different kind of layout. And also, if we want to have a button with a button text on it, and this is mainly when you want to have your a button for your when clicking on the product. So let's just try. Let me select 2 products. For example, this one. I save it, and first I want to show you how it looked like without the view button. So maybe you want, I will just upload this again. So down here, this one is the first one. It's actually just one product at a time down here where we have the one column. Then we have the list one. The layout will look like this, where it is the, oh, I forgot something, 2 seconds. where you have the product image, product information, and then number. This is the second layout, where you have it in this side instead. And then we have this design where it changes from left to right. Then we have the most common one, which is the 2 columns that are used. And here, the products will just be placed beside each other. And with that, we can also add a button. So for example, we can say view more. And what it does is that it applies a button in here where you can click at it. Oh, that product wasn't found, maybe this one. Click on it and then it will be redirected to the product page of itself. And that's actually just the general thing with the product list paragraph. And then you can apply more products to it if you want to. And it will just be listed down, as you can see here. Next up is about the mini cart settings in Rapido. And this is where you're able to change how your layout should look like regarding the mini cart, because it really depends on the type of product you have and what kind of shop you are in, because there are some shop who needs that the users always apply a lot of products in the mini cart, and then there are some shops where they only apply 5 products in the cart, because if it's, for example, furniture site, then you're maybe not buying 25 different kind of sofas. So if you go here in the backend and then go to the website settings, because as you can see right now, I just have slow. My internet is a bit slow. So as you can see, I just have a regular drop down here with 2 products on it and some information as well. But here in website settings, in the e-commerce tab and the mini cart section, we have these predefined mini cart layout. So for example, the one we just saw here is this one. I'll just close this, which was this one. Then we have, this is much more an overlay. So if I click on the mini cart here, then it will be an overlay over the site, and then the products is shown a bit larger in here. Then we have the panel mode. It'll look like this. And then we have the other one as well with some larger images. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but you can actually open this predefined presets. So for example, let's say that you want to see which settings that is below this. There is these 3 dots up here in the right corner. You can click on it and then say edit new, and then you can see how it's configured. So here in the beginning you have the add to cart notification. So this means what kind of action does it make when you have when you put a product into the cart. There's no action at all. So that means when you put a product into the cart, then the mini cart doesn't do anything. You need to manually click on the mini cart, and then the mini cart will then open. Then there is the where it just opens. So I can show you that. So let's try to put a product in the cart. So like this, then it will just open the mini cart, as you saw that. Then if we, as you can see, if we select this one, then a pop-up, and then just click override presets, save it this again, and you can see when clicking on this, then it will ask you, do you want to continue shopping or proceed to checkout? So this one will of course just redirect you to the checkout page. So there's different kind of action that you can select from here depending on what you want to have. I will just use that again. And then we have the counter position, if it should be on top of the card icon or if it should be beside it. And I don't know if you have seen this, but there is something called show price. So I will just edit it to this design and I will show you the difference. Oh. So as you can see here, we have a 4. If I edit it to this, oh, I forgot something. I just need to change the text to this one because right now it's white, isn't it? Oh yeah. So like this, then you have the cart, the counter, and then the price itself on it. Then you have some more information regarding that, but you can simply just have the counter itself if you rather want to have that. And then yeah, you can edit the counter background to orange, for example, and then a white text. You have it like this, and we have, yeah, this was the different layout. I have an example of the preset. There is the drop down, the overlay, and then the panel, and you can also select one that where there's no mini cart at all, but it actually just redirects to the checkout when you click on the card icon. Then here with the order lines view, you can change if it should show a lot of products in the list or in the mini cart, or show them as bigger. And that's what you saw before, the difference between this panel the big images and then what I have selected here with just smaller images. You can see here. So, and the good thing with this is that you could actually create, for example, edit this one, create your changes, say you want this instead, and then say create new presets. Then this is created, and then just call it mini card 2, for example. Then you can try some different kind of, and then select it, of course, and save it. And then you can try different kind of layout until you find out which one fits you best, and then just remove those that you don't want to. Next up is the mobile top layout and then navigation. So if we just see our side here, let me just show it a bit bigger. Oh, maybe too big, like this. So in website setting layout section, we have something called mobile. And here we have the mobile top layout, where you also apply the logo and the color that you needed for your site, so it matches the rest of the site. And then we have this mobile navigation section as well, where you can decide what kind of navigation design do you want to. Should it be maximize or minimize, or should it be a slider instead? But if we start here with the layout, With the top layout, you can see here, we have the search, the logo, the mini card. Then we have the burger bar here on the side, which we can open and close again. But maybe you want to change your top layout design, so you rather want to have your burger bar on the left side instead of the right side. You select that, and then it will change the position. And here, as before, you can also change the color to a darker green. And then, as you can see here, the font color here as well will also change if you rather want to have it. So going further down to the mobile navigation, as you can see here, this is the slider that is selected. So if I open this, and open products, for example, it will slide to the different kind of categories or sub pages. It could also be sub pages as in here. Whereas if I select this maximize and minimize, there will be a plus on the page, as you can see here. And when I open, so instead of sliding, then it will actually just open below it until I have the subcategories below my items here. And with that, you of course can also edit the font that is used in the navigation and which color it should be, and the same for the font color here and background as well. So for example, if I rather want to have my active font color orange instead of green, then it will highlight the page that I'm selected in here now. And also when I click. And here you can also edit how many levels. For example, if you do have a lot of sub pages, you can limit it to some minor, so you don't have that really big structure. But especially, it doesn't really matter if you have this slider over there. But if you have a minimize and maximize, then maybe you want to limit some of these pages. So yeah, this presentation will be very short today, but hopefully it will give you some information of what is out there. And then last thing that I want to talk about is that when you do start a new project on Dynamicweb and Rapido, sometimes it's nice to have this checklist of, oh, do I remember everything? And these questions I have created here. Just need to find it in here. So when you click in here, there is like different kind of steps when you set it up and when you create variants and which fields you have, and also some inheritance rule, etc. So this is actually just some introduction and also a link to a further guide based on what you need. But these are actually some section that I've created based on the same question that I got again and again from partners. And it's often because, for example, when they already have enriched a lot of products on the site, but actually forgot to set the field setting, for example, regarding how it should inherit the different kind of product information, it could be really be an issue to edit that afterwards. Everything are enriched. So this is just a checklist to remember when you're creating a new project as well. What is nice to go through. And if you guys have more comments or update for this list, then please write to me. Then I will just update it with some extra information that is missing when creating a project. So somebody have any questions? If not, then I think I will end this webinar. So thank you for listening. And yeah, it was just a short run through, but hopefully there are some things that some new things that you haven't seen before. Else you can always see this video again if you need a recap of it. So bye bye.